If your favorite foundation suddenly looks dry, heavy, or seems to find those fine lines you didn't even know you had, well, don't throw it away yet. It may not be your foundation. Today, I'm going to show you 5 things I would check first because one of them may completely change the way your foundation looks. So, hi everyone, I'm Angie and this is Over 60 Glam. I've already done my makeup today, so I'm going to use my finished foundation plus a few products I have right here to show you rather exactly what I mean. So let's start with something most people don't think about. What do you think that might be? So we are going to think about your skin, and that may be the thing that's changed. Have you ever bought the same foundation for years and years and suddenly thought, what happened to this stuff? Well, maybe nothing happened to it. Maybe it's your skin. My skin has definitely changed. It becomes drier, more dehydrated, weather changes it, skincare changes it, hormones change it, medications, weight, and all kinds of things can really affect the way our skin looks and feels. And foundation can expose those changes because it's sitting right on top of our skin. So before you go out and buy another $50 or more foundation, these are some things to try. Change your skin prep. Give your moisturizer time to absorb before applying your makeup. And pay attention to whether your skin feels really comfortable and hydrated before the foundation ever goes on. Sometimes that's enough to make an old favorite work great again. It's just the skincare under it. Number 2, you may be wearing the wrong color without even realizing it. And this is fun to actually see. So let me show you. I've got 2 foundations right here. All right. This is one that's very lightweight, more skin-like. You can kind of see what it looks like on my hand. And let's go with this one. And then here's another stick foundation, but it is heavier and it is slightly different in color. So can you see this one has a lot more warmth in it and this one has a lot more cooler undertones. So, but those 2 things can make a huge difference in the way that your makeup looks. So it may be the undertones, it may be the intensity, but those are some things to check. So they may not look dramatically different in the container, but y'all could see once I put that on my hand, there was a really big difference in the color. So one might be warmer, like I said, and one may be cooler. One may even be more neutral. So now that I'm using my hand, you can really see the difference, like I showed you. But you want to match your foundation on your face and not your hand. You want to test it right along your jawline because you want this to blend seamlessly. So the right foundation shouldn't make you think, wow, that's beautiful foundation color. Really, it should make you think, wow, her skin looks beautiful. And that's what you want to see with Really Makeup Altogether. That is the difference. So number 3, please don't let anyone tell you that you're too old for coverage. It's just the right coverage. And it really drives me crazy to hear that. So once you have mature skin, you need a sheer foundation. It just depends. What if you have sun damage? What if you have redness? What if you have some of those things that you want to cover up uneven pigmentation, or you just like more of a glamour look? I do. Y'all see my makeup. So it's just finding a foundation that is great, is infused with skincare, and is naturally hydrating on your skin. So the secret isn't automatically choosing less coverage. It's just choosing the right foundation, the right formula that works with your skin. And then of course, all of those things underneath of it need to work hand in hand together. So we're not going to give up on things just because we like them. Sometimes we're just going to change the rules in the way that we apply them. And that can make a huge difference. So before you throw away your foundation, I want you to try this. this is probably one of my favorite things, is to experiment with this. Put 2 small amounts of the same foundation on your hand or on your arm. And so the same foundation, the same amount. Now watch. Blend one with a brush, and then blend one with, I don't know, other one with, you can do it with a damp sponge or your finger or whatever. But just the same foundation applied with a different tool can go on completely different. So that could also be it. What's underneath your skincare, the formula, but then also the tools. Because a brush may show the brush lines, the sponge can often kind of get up excess product and give it a softer finish. So if there's a foundation sitting in your drawer that you thought you hated it, don't toss it away quite yet. Try it with a different tool, and you may discover that you don't hate it at all, or not like you thought you did. You hated the way you were applying it, and you hated the way it looked. So here's the foundation rule I wish more women knew. Foundation is really good at correcting color. It's not very good at erasing texture. So 2 completely different things. If I have redness or discoloration in my face, foundation can do a beautiful job at evening my skin tone out. But if I have a deep line or a scar or something like that, well, guess where that foundation is going to go? It's really going to kind of dig deep into those areas. So that's why it's important to go back with like a sponge and kind of sop it up or get that excess out of those little crooks and crannies if it seems to gather there. So sometimes those textured areas actually need less, and that's why I'm saying to get a sponge and to go in those little nooks and crannies and use a lighter hand where your skin has more texture. That's one of those little changes that can make a surprisingly big difference in the way that your makeup looks. Now look at my foundation. I'm looking really close. Okay, so this is my finished makeup today. Do I have lines and wrinkles? Of course I do. Do I have texture? Absolutely I do. I'm 60, going on 61 years old. But I'm not asking that my foundation totally erases my skin. I want it to even my skin tone out, and I want it to give me a good coverage that I like, but I still want it to look like skin. I still want it to look hydrated, and that's really what my goal is. So if your foundation isn't looking the way it used to, don't immediately assume that you need another bottle of some type of whatever the latest and greatest foundation is. Ask yourself, has my skin changed? Or is my shade too light or too dark, or if it's the wrong undertone? Am I using a formula now that works for my skin? Am I trying a different tool like I showed you today? Am I putting too much product on where I have more texture? One of those could possibly be your answer. And now I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you wish your foundation did better? Tell me, because I'm going to use your answers and help choose something for another episode. I'm Angie, and this is Over 60 Glam. And if this helped you, follow the podcast, if I could talk, so we can keep on figuring out what actually works together. So I'll see you next week. And as always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later, Gator. Bye.